Hello team, welcome to J-Song Presents. I'm J-Song. We're going to be going over USDT.D and what's been happening in the markets. In a previous analysis, I went over the star map that I have drawn and created for USDT.D. I explained how we were going to be having some troubles in these areas and we should be looking for a bull run to start in the markets. Remember friends, when this chart goes down, crypto prices go up. And when this chart goes up, crypto prices go down. This is kind of the rule of thumb for USDT.D, which is tether dynamic. And it basically, if you can read this chart, it's a revealing of the manipulation that actually happens in the market, or a lot of deep truths about the markets at the very least. At any rate, there are some things that I want to point out. First, I want to point out this long line down here. Okay, this long right here. These are supports at a sword cut area, and then a continuation of that cut. There's also this line right up here. So if I was drawing that out for you, I would draw it about like this. Where price intersects is a very important area because it is from there that price is going to make a decision about what it's going to do. And it's either going to find support in this area and continue up, which I think we can get back up to 319, or it's going to break through and come down. Now, the truth is I actually expect a combination of both. In the short term, I expect prices to move back up towards these areas around 319, but then to continue down. And the reason I believe it's going to continue down is due to some projections that I have. I think we're going to be getting to these areas. If we were to take a projection from here and then move that line down over here, I think we're going to be getting into this range. And that can cause for a substantial bull run. In the short term, I expect prices to move back up towards these areas around 319, but then to continue down. And the reason I believe it's going to continue down is due to some projections that I have. I actually believe that we're going to be getting closer to 213, this area over here. I think we're going to be getting to these areas. If we were to take a projection from here and then move that line down over here, I think we're going to be getting into this range. And that can cause for a substantial bull run. The question is, will it happen before time is up? What do I mean by time is up? Well, there are some things happening in the markets, and I really do believe that later on in this month of October, and it could be around after the 15th or around, in the 20s of this month in October, I think that the bull run is going to be over. And it could possibly already be over in a sense, at least in the short-term sense. If we get stuck in this area, then the bull run is going to be over, and then you're going to see kind of a little bit of a flash crash if prices go up. Prices could get up to here, but they could also get up just to the 315 and then come back down. This would, in a sense, mean that we have a few days of up movement. And that would mean that the markets would be either halted and some of them could fall during those times, as you've already been seeing. We already resisted plenty of times off of this area. And now we're coming up to the real challenger right here. If you want more analysis for the full story on USDT.D, just come over to my chart room. The link is in the description, www.patreon.com/jsong_7. On October 4th, 2021, I gave a more full, complete description of where I think price is going with USDT.D. It looks something like this, and for simplicity's sake, I made a simple arrow. This is a weekly chart, so each candle represents 1 week's worth of time. Over time, I believe before the end of this year, in December, in November, we could be experiencing the beginning of this finalized projection. This would push prices down to 213, and that would mean a massive bull run as USDT.D falls. But there are a lot of things that can accelerate this. For example, we see two major railroad tracks here. When I saw that the other day, I alerted the team, and again, I don't always post on YouTube, but I do post in my chart room. When I saw these railroad tracks here, I looked for a couple things. I look for the red candle to be a little bit bigger and stronger than the weaker one. That would mean that prices could come down very quickly. However, I also look for the volume to be much higher. In this case, the volume was just a little bit slower. So I did expect prices to still fall to 288 and eventually get down to here, but not as powerful as it normally would be if that volume was much greater. If you ever see that, look out. One thing I also thought about is that prices could be delayed for a few days based on this blue line, based on this blue arrow. What this is it's a part of a sword cut, but we hard closed right on this line. So basically, there's this orange line here, and when we came down, we sat right on it. And when we sit right on it, that means the next candle should be an up bar. Now, what this means in the short term is that prices coming down on this chart could be delayed. So that means the bull run could be a little bit delayed. However, we still had plenty of chance for price to come down. Again, here's the proper view without the glitch. You'll see this curve matches perfectly this line and price set in that pocket. And again, this is the weekly chart. I always circle when it's something that's not the daily and I need to draw your attention to it. But you can always check in the lower left-hand corner or the lower upper left-hand corner. October 5th brought with us prices moving up but still coming down. And that's good. As long as we can close below, then the bull run should continue. On the weekly chart, this is the picture of mostly what I really would like for price to do. Although it can get stuck and even come up higher on the weekly level, I eventually expect us to get down to here sometime before the end of the year. But what does this mean for you? Well, since most people nowadays are trading on the hourly charts, and you need to pay attention to the overall movements of the markets, and I guess that's why I'm here. I'm helping sound the alarms on some of the most important and most critical times, and also some of the more dangerous times to trade. We have intel that comes in from various communities, such as the Intel community and teams in the prophetic community that reach out to me about various dreams and prophetic visions they may have. All of this gives us an edge on knowing some of the most important warning times. Most importantly, I believe, is the data that we have here. On October 5th, I explained how I still believe we are going to be getting to 283 on USDT. And however quickly that happens or slow will determine how fast of a movement and a boom in prices we can have. Check this out. Since October 5th, I expected prices to come down quickly. What do you think would happen to Bitcoin on the daily chart as well? Well, just take a look at October 5th. Major movement in price from 49,237 all the way up to a high of 51,000. And then the next day, again, all the way up to 55,000 from where we are right now. But we'll get back into Bitcoin in just a moment. Again, support at this area and a drawing near to there. So pay attention to when Usdt.D moves, Bitcoin will also move the opposite direction. And here's yesterday, October 6th. Take a look at it. We did get that long push down into that area. However, I'm concerned because it was a few days short of the pocket, which means I also expect some up movement in price in the crypto markets and down movement on this chart just for a day or so more. Now, I think, what does that mean? I think we have about 1 or 2 days either for price to stall or make its decision. Is price going to come down or through and come out? Friends, I think right now, from what we are receiving, is that we will experiencing some type of market downturn over the next few days. According to some of the prophetic intel that I'm receiving, they are expecting Bitcoin to have a massive fall. Now, how would that look? Well, it would look like the red candles you saw, the green candles going up. It would look like those red candles coming down. On my chart, my green candles are off-white. That would mean, according to my data, also we would find support at this area and we could go up. And that would mean that cryptos could fall. Although not all cryptos will fall, some cryptos will really outperform and some will really even shine. As you saw during the last downturn, not all cryptos were highly affected. Currently, there's a sword cut here in this area around 345. And then from there, we could experience another bull movement. But we may be short-lived. Price could also come up to this star level here on this angle where I'm drawing my mouse, and price could get trapped into this area. It's very possible. I will be monitoring the situation very closely, but we should all be paying attention to when USDT.D moves. Now, please bear in mind, I do give these charts out. I do give free XRP charts and free Bitcoin charts on my Telegram group, but to join my Patreon Chartroom, it's still only just $1, and I give the USDT charts on there as well. Bear in mind, you can always join my Patreon. I often cover USDT.D on my Patreon site. Membership starts still at just $1. Here's another important chart. This chart I charted out weeks and weeks and weeks ago when I told everyone that we would be launching and coming back to this area, and if we ever got to this area, we can have a massive bull run. Again, friends, we had a big bull run with many cryptos. However, one thing that's concerning is the speed and rate from which we fall. Now I think we're still going to be falling a little further on the RSI to about this level here, based on some of my calculations. And that means we have a little bit more time, but not much more time. Price could come up and then make a move down. Now back to the chart room. I'm expecting some things. This next chart seems a little complicated, but that's okay because everyone always has access to my commentary right at the bottom. I have a new method of analyzing price called star method. Star method allows me to see projections in price and when price should be getting into trouble and when price is finding a healthy and proper balance. I won't all explain my methods. However, this 4-hour chart, I could see that I don't believe, even if we have a major downturn of Bitcoin, that XRP will be heavily affected at the current moment. I think it still has some time, and there will be warning signs. There are plenty of star levels, or what you could look at them as safety nets as sorts, to catch price as it falls. And it has been held up by star levels here, here, but also it's been trapped by star levels as well, here, here. So we can see this happen a lot with price by correctly drawing a star map. This method is proprietary. I've never seen anyone use this, but it's a mystery that I've been solving, searching for a solution for since I was very young, when I used to see these type of anomalies on price. But now I'm able to draw them at will. So I'm very excited and thankful to God for showing me how to create star maps to help further my understanding of price action. I'm always a student of the market, and that gives us an edge when trading. Overall, I think XRP will be fairly safe and out of danger from falling, but if we get up to these lower levels, then the danger could start. But that gives us still a few days to sound a warning. Star levels work on many various time frames. Here is Bitcoin from this morning on a 15-minute chart, just showing examples of how it works. When I launch my Dive live sessions, people will be seeing me live stream and watch me create the star maps right on price. So I'm looking forward to spending some of that time with you all there. It's nice and always fun to see how price reacts to the various lines. But this is a star map that I created for Bitcoin on the daily chart. And according to this map, I could see that price would be getting into trouble up here. Price could get stuck or use this time to boost and push back towards its main target of 58,919. This is the main target that we have and resistant level. However, there are some data that shows that price could fall from this level here. And by looking at the volume down here, we see large volume, but for this next day, the volume was half. Now we'll take a look at again today to see the star map, but I want you to see something. There's this long purple lavender color line for the star map here, and we came right up to that level, and from that level we came down and sat in the safety nets. But looking closely at the safety nets, they show me that the nets are weakening, And I believe that if price falls, we can fall all the way right through that level down to this net right here, which is around currently, if price fell, this is around 50,000. If price fell more to this other level, that's 49, and then the next levels below I see are around 45. This is currently Bitcoin at the moment. And you can see still price stuck in that safety net area of the star levels. I love this method because it shows me many times in advance where the main points are. Now, I don't always have time to do a star analysis on every one of the cryptos that are requested, but some of the more major lines I will take a look. And also, I always cover the major cryptos anyway, because usually when you're right about the major cryptos, you're right about the entire market, or you have at least a gauge on what should be happening, and then you'll also see what's healthy. But according to this star line, this one is a very, very big one. And I drew it in purple because there's actually 2 star points on here. There's this one drawn in yellow and this one drawn in lavender. Again, these are really complicated. You don't all have to understand, but understand that I understand what these lines mean. This star level was created a long time ago and is very powerful. For price to break through this star level, it does mean that price would have to be extremely strong. At the very least, price may come up and jump through the nets for a few days through October and maybe hit its target or spike up and come back down. That's a very viable option. But at the moment, it looks like we're having trouble from 55,000 on. So be very careful when buying Bitcoin at the current moment. It would be safer almost to wait for Bitcoin to jump up above the level, rest on top of it, and then continue up either to 58 or 64. And eventually we will break that star point. But at the moment, I'm letting you know it exists and it's there. The next support resistance here, again, 52,830. And that's based on this previous unexhausted point right here, which would become a support level. And if price is really feeling bearish, it may break through all the way. However, at the moment, we may see it as possible bounce up from 52. But I'm looking for price to hit 52 on Bitcoin. Here's my likely scenario for XRP, but looking closely at Usdt.D, it's possible that we will not hit that at all and that XRP could just get stuck in these levels and not continue up to that target. So be aware of that. And for simplicity's sake, these are the possible options. A, price breaking through for Bitcoin and hitting that level. But right now, it's more likely option C is going to be the most likely path at the moment. If we get up to A, but it's just a spike through, then look for option B to quickly become the outcome, which will come down to this star level here and then come down to the red, possibly bounce on there and hit this level as a roof. From there, we can go down even further. This can happen very quickly. Again, these are daily charts. There are some healthy news. Algo is still looking good. October 6th, this is my weekly chart. And we're still sitting healthily above here. And that's very, very nice. I am still looking for Algo to hit its targets here of $4.69. That's where I have my exit on Algo. I do have some Algo. This is a weekly chart, so this is for more longer term trades. And I think Algo will safely weather another market downturn. Here's the Algo on the daily chart. We can see it's healthily sitting on top of a sword cut. This is again from yesterday. Last time we were sitting on that sword cut, price had a nice bull run. And now it's looking healthy again. Per my previous analysis, Doge levels seem to be holding very well. We drew this sword cut quite a while ago. But now, putting star analysis on here, I see price sitting on top of a star level. It's possible price could come and bounce one more time into this area, 0.2630. But after that, unless price breaks above there, we're not going to be able to hit 31.01. I would like for price to break above, sit on that sword cut, and then come up. But at the moment, it's likely that price could come right back down to its previous support levels of 0.19. I'm not trusting in Doge as much as I want to right now. But if we did get some a movement down here, then we can more easily calculate a breakout as well. I'm closely monitoring the situation with Doge. Sorry about the dog barking in the background. Next, we have this chart of Doge showing those possible options. You can see it more clearly here. Path C right now, jumping up, and they're going. That's what I would like. However, at the moment, I'm kind of very wary about that. I think we will find some support at this level here with B, which is just right above 19 cents. So I think that's going to be around 20 cents or so. We may spike down, but that's about where we're looking, 20, 21 cents. And then we may be able to go up here and much higher. And as Prophet Robin spoke, up to 90 cents. And it can happen quickly, but it's possible that these events won't happen until perhaps later this year, maybe in December, October, November, towards the end. But let's watch what happens. If the market downturns in the next few days, then this is likely to happen quickly. But I was expecting a bull run to last around until the 15th. It's possible we may not get it because of how quickly USD.D moved. However, there was one that I was really excited about, and I posted this on yesterday. I put the date as October 5th, but it was actually October 6th, and this was ETN, and this got me very excited. And I've been telling everyone for a little bit, I really like the shape. I really like this arc here. So there's an arc right there at a level that it should be. And then we had an up move and came down, sitting and kissing that. Mwah. I love when it does that. This is one of my most favorite patterns and very easy to trade. All of it is happening right here on this, right as we're coming up to this pocket, what I call an intersecting pocket. Right there, this green line is a very large line built up since, let's see, July, back into July 19th. And so we are at the bottom of these lines, and also the top lines are still unexhausted. You can see that this line has not been touched here or here. And so this line is still ripe for the picking. If we get a launch, I wouldn't be surprised if we get all the way up to around 0.44 cents. But at the moment, it's very possible we're just going to go up to around 0.0404 cents. And that's where I have my target at the moment. But if price is really healthy, again, we can beat that level. I'm still working on some of the projections, and I may just wait until we hit this upper level, and I may raise my exit. But at the moment, I'm very excited about ETN because I think when this launches, it's going to be a good launch. This setup looks similar to the explanation that I had for XRP months ago when I told you about the two times when I showed my video $120 XRP, and then previous when I also showed another XRP launch. So look out for this one. This one should be doing well even during the market downturn. I think this is going to launch. And looking today at ETN, we can already see action happening. We can see that price has moved up quite a bit just in this last day. I'm very excited about this. I'm already in some profit for ETN, and I did tell people that this was more of a longer term, but because the setup looks so nice, I mean, look at this curve. Oh, wow. It's amazing. Along with that kiss, mwah, I expect ETN to quickly move into these areas. Sometimes these movements take a long time. Remember, markets are not like a gumball machine. You're never guaranteed. You are never guaranteed. And nothing in this video is financial, trading, or investment advice of any kind. Everything is all at your own risk. Remember, every time you trade in the markets, all I'm offering is my artwork and just my own opinions. Bear in mind, I eat red crayons and I often get tummy aches, so you guys should read between the lines per my disclosure. Let's go over some Shiba Inu news. Okay, per my post on October 5th, I did a post about Shiba Inu. At the moment, I couldn't find any weaknesses on Shiba Inu. Moving over to the 4-hour, I did see some support levels where I think there might be some support, but I couldn't see any weaknesses because we launched out of a zone where the movements are so wide that I cannot calculate them. As you can see on this weekly chart, these little candles mean nothing in helping calculate these numbers sometimes. So you only have these numbers itself to look at. And I'm really happy for all the Shiba Inu holders. So if you've been holding Shiba Inu for a long time, congratulations. Now, I think Shiba Inu is very weak. I don't believe they also have a very good cryptocurrency model because they constantly print more Shiba. And I've heard from some of the intel from the prophetic community that Shiba Inu would not be one of the ones to last. However, there would be some times to make a lot of money with it. And perhaps those seasons are soon or now. Look at this launch. Now, the only things that we really see is that we were sitting right on top of a sword cut in this area here. And you can see price came up, nice arced, and then even arced again. All this is on the daily chart. When they arced in this area, that means that price is primed for a launch. I never really pay attention much to Shiba Inu, but people request it from time to time, so I do show this. But you can see from this cut here, again on the arc 1 and arc 2, that's awesome, ready for launch. But the launch was so far, it went beyond the charts and beyond calculating. However, with that said, looking again towards a 4-hour chart, you can see price is almost back down at that level here, 0.0000195. We broke through hours ago on this level. Looking more closely at a 4-hour chart, we can see some levels here, and price is now squarely resting on this level right here, 0.0000214. We did almost have a card close, but we did penetrate that line some. So what this means is I expect prices to come lower. When price penetrates those lines, see how it's not sitting on top, but it's like halfway through? That's not good news for higher prices or for a reversal of sorts. But there's not much data for Shiba Inu. When coins launch too quickly, sometimes they can fall just as quickly. So just be aware. I wish I had more data for you for Shiba, but I don't. Sorry. Also, a few moments ago, I did XLM. XLM is sitting squarely underneath a major resistance level. We calculated this level months ago. This level for XLM was created by drawing these lines at this top right here, at the core level, to the core level of here on September 7th. Continuing those lines forward, we can expect that if price ever came to that level, we would have a rejection of sorts. And that's exactly what happened on the daily chart. What that would have meant for people trading like a 15-minute chart was that all of a sudden you'd be watching price going up and not know really why price is coming down. But the truth is, you were hitting a roof. Also, some of these levels can be quickly calculated. Even if you're trading a 15-minute chart, you can do some quick drawings. With a few quick drawings, you can see the writing becomes on the wall and becomes very clear. And we begin to see weakness appearing. You can also see weakness many other ways. But all of this tells a story, even on a 15-minute chart. I look forward to when I launch my technical course later this year for people to learn how also to draw on their charts very more accurately. This will always help give you an edge so that you too can understand how to read price action and read what your price is actually telling you. Many times this price is telling you that it's strong or that it's weak or that it doesn't care or that it's brittle or it's not very structured strongly. And there's so many things that price can tell you. So I thank everyone who has been supporting me in this work. And before we continue with our final chart, I have one more things to say to everyone. I want to say thank you everyone for who have been submitting your dreams collections to us. I have not been able to complete any of the dream videos that I normally would be completing with Melody Song, as we have made some very, very big changes in our lives going forward. And some very, very big changes. Number one, we decided that we were going to relocate. And so I haven't told everybody where I'm relocating, but it's been a lot involved. Very, very much has been involved. So much so that it's been really hectic. But I am also making some major changes as far as doing, providing this type of content and also YouTube videos and doing other things along those lines on a larger scale than ever before. Because of my situations, I haven't been able to fully give the amount of time I want to until this month. So this month I've made some big changes in to allow us to give you that type of content. So I'm going to be diving even more. And if you want more information about it, please see my special letters that I write on my Patreon website. So you guys can see the special letters. If you're just scrolling through my post, you'll see special letters. This website for me almost acts like a little bit like a blog as well. So you'll see more details there. I do want to say that you're going to see a major increase in the amount of charts that is coming towards the end of this month, as well as the first launch of the dive sessions. And I'm so excited for you to sit down with me, have a cup of coffee, and we'll spend 2 or 3 hours together live streaming where I'm just going to be making charts live and posting those. I'm going to be doing those at various times throughout the weeks, at least 4, sometimes 5 times a week, but generally around 4 times a week. I'm going to make a set time where you will know in advance, and you for everyone who's pledging at $30 level, they're going to be able to receive a special email with the link to that dive session, and you're just going to be able to log in, and you're going to see me and Melody. She's going to be reading out the comments live while I just sit down and work on the charts. So every day I work on the charts, but now you're going to be able to see me create them live, and you're going to be able to have some comments. These are not a full tutorial type classes, but just by watching me work, you're getting a feel for my workflow. You are going to glean, I think, a lot of things. You're going to be learning a lot of how I construct charts, how I create them, and how you guys can follow along and draw your own charts as I'm drawing. I will be taking that time to do that, so you guys can have some of those charts. And I'm just so excited about having that time with you. And I made a lot of changes in my life, so I'm freeing up that time for you guys, and it's just amazing. Until then, though, I'm still in the middle of this transitionary process for the next few days. So I think around Monday, Tuesday is when I began a lot of these kinds of things, and then finally I will take about a week for my final relocation. It was like I was moving everything in like 2 different movements, and so I'm selling so much of my things. It's really interesting and fun. But it's getting me all to the point where I'm going to just kind of pack up my life and just kind of start a new life, start a new adventure, but taking you guys all with me with this. So I thank you, every one of you guys who have been supporting. Also, I want to let you know I have not been able to get all back to the inbox questions. I have seen some of the comments, but every time I post a chart, it does create a thread. And normally I'm able to go through there and flow, but with the markets moving quickly and with the amount of workload that I've been having outside of the charts and everything, it's been too much. Just the whole relocation. It's been a lot, so I have not been able to get into all of your inbox. I have been seeing some of your comments that you post, but I haven't had the time to scroll through. So if you guys ask me an important question, it's not because I don't care. I also haven't been able to spend as much time in a group chat as much as I want to, but I am in contact constantly with many of the moderators, as well as some of the special teams I have working with me in other areas of what this is becoming, this organization that is becoming. So far the charts is just me. I am going to be teaching Melody a lot of these charts, as well as one student who is ready to go with some of those things. But we are going to be doing the actual classes later this year, and I'm so excited for those classes to start. I'm going to be I've been working on all the different modules and some of the homework and things that's involved for you guys to learn and increase your technical skills. All of that should be starting later this year, but I also look forward to this transitionary time. I will be very, very busy towards the end of October 17th, around there. So I'm letting everyone know I'll do my best to update the most important maps on the daily charts, so you have those maps in case you don't hear from me for about 3 or 4 days, maybe about 5 days. But I will do my best to get back to you. It really shouldn't be that long, but I do have some major transitions I'm making during that time as I'm settling into my new location. And moving has been so exhausting. There's times when I've just had only a few hours of sleep, and then I've tried to do my best to update 1 or 2 charts over the past few days. So I do want to apologize with all that, but it will be well worth it because of the freedom and the new changes that this lifestyle is making for me. All of your support has allowed me to not just trade for myself and manage my own life, but to also make changes and do things for you guys. I also always want to say that I always want to give the XRP charts for free until we are activated, when I believe XRP will hit thousands for various reasons. I also think it's going to be doing very well, and I'm going to be making a very big call in the next few months about XRP and some very big decisions. But right now, XRP is not the main focus. It's good to have some in your long-term bucket and to be accumulating, because when all the regulations start, when we experience a major liquidity crisis, which I believe is coming, I believe that we are going to experiencing the crash of the century. But before that crash happens, we are going to be experiencing a boom of the century. Now, I was hoping it would be this time that would be the boom, because I know there's some ups and downs happening. But I don't think the boom is happening this month. So that means that on the timeline, I believe XRP could be activated sometime next year around January or February, with a major boom launching now in December. And there's going to be so many ups and downs, and I want you to let you know that October and November is going to be a crazy month and almost disastrous for many different markets. So be very, very careful for trading. Remember, you don't have to catch every trade. Sometimes the best trade you can take is no trade, by sitting outside of the markets. Some people may decide they're shorting some cryptos if we do experience some major crashes. But right now, I'm letting you know we're very close to a transitionary period on Usdt.D. So the market is unclear about what it will do. If we continue booming, then we may boom for another 8 more days or 10 more days, and that's great. After that, we may get back into danger zone. If we crash now, then I expect hectic up and downs until then, and no real boom, no real clear boom on many cryptos. Again, there will be always some exceptions. And that leads me to my final and most important news for you guys all. On the Chartroom, you can always come to the search post and you can type in what post you're looking for, what cryptocurrencies you're looking for. We have up to 42 different currencies. That leads me to my final announcement. I believe the biggest stock market crash is coming, and it's coming very soon. I'm going to be showing you this, but please listen to this. I have been going over this data a little bit now, and using advanced projections and a combination of the sword and star method, I am able to say that I can see a market crash coming in S&P 500. There should be one more up movement in October. Currently, there's a high probability that will happen on or after October 8th, according to my chart data. After that, I expect a quick up movement towards the sword cut area. Those levels are between 4,520 and 4,460. After that, I can see price fall fast and hard. At the moment, I cannot calculate the bottom for this with higher accuracy until after we form the last hilltop. But at the moment, I can see supports that may slow down the fall. The problem is they are very low, so this means it will be a hard crash when it crashes. Currently, those possible support numbers will be out at 3,368 with a possible bounce at 3,255. I have included higher probability options. This is never financial investment or trading advice of any kind. This is for entertainment, educational, and comedic purposes only. Now take a look at my charts here. Take a look at these charts here. I could see that price could be coming down towards around before October 11th, this pocket, but it could be sooner. But these are the level that I expect prices to bounce off of. Well, these three here. I expect the movement back into the sword cut area. Once we get that movement with a nice arc, I believe it's going to be lights out. Once we hit this red area again, we are going to go down. This is my analysis for the S&P 500, and this is based on the sword and star method combination. Creating this analysis, I had to move very, very far down, back to November of last year, which everything makes perfect sense. As you can see how many times we sat down on the mid-phantom level, and then finally we broke below it. And I believe that that's where we're coming, to these areas, and price could fall all the way very hard. Don't be surprised when this happens. Don't say I didn't warn you. I was also the same person who called a Bitcoin crash at 59,000 before it dropped all the way into the 30s. Here is the monthly chart. Stock market crash incoming. S&P 500. September 30th, 2021. And now, what do we see? Here's today, October 7th. Now, what do we see? The support at the areas exactly where it should be. Exactly where I told you it would be. Some resistance at a star level, that's healthy too. Price could bounce down and play in this area until we come up, or it could go right up there, or it could take a nice turn. Whatever the case is, I believe it's not long before we come back up into this sword area. And when we hit that level, be very, very ready for a major market crash. And it's possible that some cryptos will be affected too. During those days, it seems like two major crashes could happen almost at the same time. This could trigger a liquidity crisis. This market crash could also last well into some months. It's possible when price comes down as well, we may not touch this line, but come right back down to these two white lines here around 4,295, and people will think everything's normal. But then when it drops below, then there's no support. It is no man's land all the way down. Okay, all the way down. This purple line is a fib match, and here's some support at 30,255. Friends, you have been warned. I'm letting you know now. According to my data, this is not looking good for the stock market. I think especially if we get below this line here, that's really it. But the sword cut alone is strong enough to drive price down forcefully. And the only really thing that could really save that is if price were to come up through the sword cut and sit down on top of this area around 45,000. 4,500. Price sits on top of there, then we can go up for some more. But at the moment, it's unlikely. And that's all I have for you guys today. Please remember, you can subscribe to my channel, and I will be getting back to everyone's questions throughout the month. I do apologize for the delay, but thank you for your patience, and thanks for watching. Remember to like the video and subscribe. Also, one last thing, I remember there has been somebody going on YouTube replying to people's comments using my logo, telling people to invest or putting their phone number. I don't put my phone number on YouTube, and I'm not asking anyone to invest with me or anything. If you want to support me, you can always go to my Patreon channel because it's a membership there. Or you can contact me privately, but make sure if you ever talk to me, you video me and you could see me actually talking back to you over a video if that was the case, if any of you had questions about those kinds of things. Also, you can always contact any of the admins in the Telegram group. They'll reach out to me personally, and they will let me know of any shenanigans that are going on. But I am not on YouTube going on people's comments telling you to use WhatsApp or any other apps. Do not do those things. If you want to email me, you can always email me at j.song7784@icloud.com, and the link is in the description below. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you. May the Lord look upon you with favor, and may he be abounding to you in grace. May the Lord lift up his countenance towards you, and may he give you peace. May the Lord get you through all of these wild times. May the Lord see us through to the end. I know the Lord will make us through. God, I pray that you would bless them and you would help them and give them peace and give them understanding. calm their fears, and help them to make wise choices about all of their financial decisions, all of their trading decisions. Remind some of them that they should not be trading, because some of them should just be holding. Some of them should not be using leverage, and many of them are using leverage. Some of them, Lord, should not be over trading, and they are. There's a lot of new people to the markets, God, during these times, and I pray that you would help them, show them who they are, and help them just to have peace. Let us not be overly anxious for anything, or anxious for anything for that matter. Let us not become greedy during these times, but rather let us take advantage and use wisdom. But show us when the greed is overtaking our hearts. Show us when it's too much. As you said in the Bible, on preparation day, that they were not to take out more than their ration for 2 days, but for the day, because every time they would take more, it would turn to worms, and every time they would take less, it would still be enough for the next day. You did that for the Israelites. However, on the day before the Sabbath, Lord, you gave 2 of them, and you gave a double portion for everyone, and it did not get consumed by the worms. The next day, they opened their jars, and everything they had was still there. Let that be for these people who are following you during these times, who are trying to make sense of it all, and who are taking advantage of the blessings you're pouring out with the crypto markets. I pray that they would receive dreams and heed your warnings, and that their jar would always be enough for them to trade, for them to make money, for them to have an abundance. And Lord, even if they were greedy and they lost some, it would be still enough to make some good money. And if they didn't have enough to trade, you still gave them enough to make some money. I pray that you would bless them with all of these things. This is my prayer for them. I love them in Jesus' name. Amen.